Jets in Cincinnati. Ocho Cinco, look what he got himself for his birthday. I think that get a half mile to the gallon, you think?
Well, you could drive from there to L.A. for sure.
Look at that Mack truck. Jeez. On his birthday, he's turned 32
That's
today.
Mark's dad.
Mark Sanchez trying to get out of his Huggies in a big bad way, trying to become only the fourth rookie quarterback to win his first playoff game. And Lavernius Coles, the former Jet, after the Bengals were set up with a nice 56-yard kickoff return by Bernard Scott, puts the ball on the turf. And interestingly enough, Marvin Lewis decides to challenge after an entire commercial break in which it was apparent that Coles had control of the ball before fumbling. And it was a challenge that went for naught. Lost the challenge, lost the timeout, lost possession of the football, but didn't lose any points over it. The Jets couldn't convert it into points. Bengals come right back, and then Cedric Benson began to get it going.
Running like he's upset, which he is, for not being voted to the Pro Bowl.
19-yard game. That sets up a redemptive moment for Lavernius Coles. A 7-play drive capped by Coles' touchdown catch, and the Bengals strike first.
Very nice throw. Easy out route by Lavernius Coles. Go to the pylon. Take the lead early.
7-0. Cincinnati already more points than they had all last week. Mark Sanchez on 3rd and 9 at the end of the first quarter. Big catch by Jericho Cotchery. Marvin Lewis decides to challenge this, perhaps after seeing Sanchez say, let's go up and let's snap it quickly. But you see one toe down and the other is dragged.
Marvin needs some friends up in the booth. Yes, buddy. Tell him the truth.
Got to get some good advice up there.
Out of challenges for the rest of the game with 47 ticks left in the first quarter. And then up top to Braylon Edwards, who drops it.
Yeah, he got you all right. Lead among the league leaders every year, Michael, for the most dropped balls. This is just lack of concentration right here, taking your eyes off the ball at the precise moment. It's nothing to do with the sleeves.
Hits him between the 1 and the 7. The rookie quarterback can't be picked up by his receiver, but the rookie running back does. Sean Green, touchdown, longest run play for a touchdown in Jets playoff history. The rookie out of Iowa puts the Jets on the board. It's tied at 7. 3rd and 6, midway through the second quarter. Darrelle Revis picks off Carson Palmer.
They don't seem to be on the same page. It looks like Ocho's going to go deep, and he wants to throw a back shoulder throw, it looks like.
Yeah, but the ball should have been thrown upfield. But Darrelle Revis did a great job. Right here, watch him. Shielding off Chad Ochocinco to make sure he cannot get position on that football.
3 plays later, it's 3rd and long again for the rookie. No big whoop. Jericho Cotchery picks it up on the slant route. Puts it in Bengals territory. Next play, It is Sanchez to his second-year tight end. Last year's first-round pick for the Jets. Dustin Keller, touchdown, 45 yards. And the rookie quarterback has his first career playoff touchdown. And the coach is letting him know.
It's in your heart, baby. It's in your heart.
Third quarter, 14-7. Jets opening drive results in a field goal. Jay Feely was doing the punting in an emergency duty. Kicks a 42-yarder, except for the fact it's a false start. Moving back 5 yards. Jay Feely tells his coach, I can do this. I can make this.
No big deal.
Well, then go do it from 52 yards out. And it is good, but it's another false start on the Jets.
Come on.
They can't do this next.
Sit in the blocks.
So the Jets waste an opportunity, have to punt it away. No points for the Jets, and back come the Bengals, ensuing possession. What a day for Cedric Benson.
Yeah, make no mistake about it. Cedric Benson put in his plea for, like you said, I'm upset about it, but my money, honey, can you make my dollar holler?
27 of his franchise postseason, 169 rushing yards, and then there's the flag on the next play. Revis called for pass interference on Ocho. Your thoughts, Brian?
My thoughts on that good out and up move, but this is some good coverage right there. He gets the body into it, look and lean. Young corners look and lean. Great play.
But the Jets defense holds the Bengals out of the end zone, and here's Shane Graham to kick the field goal, and this is no good.
He Nick Funked it.
That's a good one.
So it's still 14-7 Jets. Jets get the ball back, and here's Sean Green, who had 135 rushing yards on 21 carries, 17 yards there, 5 plays later. 3rd and 6, Braylon Edwards picks up the first down, gain of 16, 1st and goal at the 9. Next play, Thomas Jones, touchdown. Jets are up 2 scores with 2 minutes to go in the third quarter.
This is where they're good. They're going to run the ball regardless of 8 in the box, 9 in the box. Stay stubborn with the run.
The dream season of the Bengals is slipping away. 12 minutes to go in the game. Ocho picks up a first down, or actually a gain of 9. Next play, second one from the 47, and Cedric Benson is gone.
Great blocking, body on his play, and Benson outruns the defenders.
And we've got a ball game again. It's 21-14 Jets with 11 minutes to go. Right back at you, big fella. Jets get the ball back. Mark Sanchez, 2nd and 8 from the 34. Play fake. There is Dustin Keller making another play.
Well, they made a killing with this play. Rolling Mark Sanchez out, getting that ball on the road to the tight end, Dustin Keller. He ran well with the ball.
Sanchez was 12 of 15 on the day, 80%, highest percentage of a rookie quarterback in playoff history.
Good.
And then Jay Feely kicks the field goal with 5 and change to go, and the Jets do get the 3. They're up 2 scores. Carson Palmer needing points fast. Can't find Ocho on the deep route there. 4.5 minutes to go. Next play, Carson Palmer, 3rd and 10, looking for Quan Cosby. And there comes a late flag. Illegal contact on Drew Coleman. Fresh sets of downs for the striped cat of Cincinnati. 2 plays later. Playoff life on the line. 9th play of the drive, Palmer to Quan Cosby again. Tack on 15 yards late, hit David Harris.
Smart by getting out of bounds now. Not a smart play. Hitting them late.
15 more yards, sets the Bengals up on the Jets 11. Palmer, next play, what do? One-on-one coverage with Ocho. Go for it! And he gets his feet down but can't corral the football so close. This was the Bengals' best chance at a touchdown on the rest of the sets of downs from that point, so bring Shane Graham on, right? Got to get at least the 3 points. It's a point
chip shot.
It's a chip shot from 28 yards away. And Shane Graham... Noonan! Oh, goodness gracious. That look says it all, and that's the way the Jets would seal the deal. A very emotional Ocho Cinco at the end of, as we all know, a highly emotional up and down season for the Cincinnati Bengals, mostly up as they went 9-3, and then they finish up 10-7 and still have not won a playoff game since 1990. As for the Jets, what a day, led by the youth movement. Mark Sanchez, the 4th rookie quarterback to ever win his first playoff game. Rex Ryan, the first Jets head coach to win a playoff game in his first season. As they took on the Philadelphia Eagles, coming off of their first back-to-back shutout.
Last dance.
Bang on that
Last dance.
Last dance, what, as an Eagle?
Last dance.
Well, McNabb was feeling it coming into the stadium, but once he got in the building, he and the Eagles offense, it was just like last week. 3rd and 8, middle of the first quarter, incomplete. Eagles punt. Next Eagles possession. The Dallas defense was dominating the line. And even though McNabb had some time, he eventually ran out of it. That is intentional grounding. Eagles forced to punt as Ed Hockley throws the flag right there.
Dallas has pressure, got pressure up the middle of the field and from both sides on the end.
First play of the second quarter of a scoreless game. There's Miles Austin in his first playoff game. 12 yards over the middle. Next play, Romo, play fake, going deep to Miles Austin. We've got a flag on the play.
Nice full sell on the play action. Now, good things can happen when you have big receivers that will fight for the ball.
Sheldon Brown called for this one.
Great call, but this is what happens when you have a nice running game. You can set up those big plays down the field.
And that sets up this, another play action. Romo rolling out to Jason Phillips.
That's
Touchdown.
why we love mobile quarterbacks. Put them on the move.
Early this season, they got stopped. 4th and 1, 3rd and 4th and 1 inside the 1-yard line. Now they're moving Romo, giving themselves the pass-run option. And I think that's a great play when you got a player like Romo.
John Phillips makes it 7-0. Next Eagles possession. Michael Vick in the game on 2nd and short, and he's throwing the ball to Jeremy Maclin. And what do we have here? The longest pass play in Philadelphia playoff history. Vick to Maclin, and we're tied at 7.
Great throw. Now, this was designed to complete this thing for a 20-yard gain, but he catches the ball, has saved some room on the sideline. A missed tackle. See ya. 75-yard touchdown.
So the Cowboys now having to respond, tied at 7. Romo throwing off his back foot over the middle late, and Sean Jones makes the interception and returns it to the Cowboys 14, and the Eagles have suddenly turned this game around, except for the fact there's a red challenge flag being thrown by Wade Phillips. And after further review, it's
right
called
there.
that the ball did
Did hit the ground. That's a good challenge.
This is
and a good call.
game changer, ladies and gentlemen.
Because the Cowboys retain possession, and then next play, Felix Jones with a first down run. 3 plays later, 3rd and 9 on the Cowboys 43, Romo to Patrick Creighton.
Creighton is the most consistent receiver, I feel, with the Dallas Cowboys. Whenever they need it, he always comes up big.
And then 3 plays later, a 3rd down again. It's converted this time by Roy Williams.
You got him the ball early. Now Mike started off real well with Roy.
Made some plays today, Roy Williams did.
17-yard gain. Next play from the Eagles, 19, that he doesn't usually do.
He said,
It's Romo to BFF.
Get it in!
Get it in!
Witten can't get it in. Down to the Eagles 1. Next play, Tashard Choice takes it in again. The Eagles had the ball on the Cowboys 14. The interception was overturned, and then the Cowboys drive it down the field, and Jerry Jones is clapping as Cowboys are up 14-7 midway through the second quarter. Here's Austin with 36 yards on the play.
A simple slant route. Usually a guy runs a slant, and he almost hesitates waiting on the hit. Not Miles Austin. He
3
hits it and
plays
goes.
later, 3rd and 10, Roy Williams moves the chain.
Roy said, you do it, I can do it too.
Set up Sean Schweischem for a field goal. It's a 10-point game. 3 minutes and change to go in the half, and Michael Vick is handing it off to Leonard Weaver, and the ball's on the carpet. Bobby Carpenter's on it for the Cowboys. This was a crushing turnover.
Michael's reading the defensive end. He's going to hand this thing off.
Spencer
but
made that
Spencer kind of scared him a little bit, and Weaver pulled out of it.
And then next play, Felix Jones. 13-yard gain. Are you all right over there?
Yeah,
Are you okay?
I call him because every
emotional.
time he gets the ball, he just because you never know, he may be gone.
Get Michael a lozenge. Romo to Austin. Touchdown.
College screen.
And Romo gives Muscles Hockley a little pat on the pom-pom. After this, check it out. Austin, nice play right here. Get in the end zone, and
Look at him. Here's Ed.
He wants to be like
I don't know. If it's anything like his biceps, you could break your hand doing that. Next Eagles possession. A minute to go in the half, trying to get some points before the half, down by 17. Jason Avant, nice play.
Great
gets
job by
out
the
of
quarterback.
bounds.
It's no give up in
Next play, McNabb to Leonard Weaver, and he fumbles the football. What a half for Weaver. Can't get the exchange with Vick. Does indeed after the booth buzzes down. It's confirmed. Puts the ball on the turf. The Cowboys got another 3 points before the half. They're leading 20 points in this game. Midway through the third quarter, McNabb runs out of time.
Yeah,
great
four-man
coverage
rush.
downfield.
They're
Great
gonna pressure
coverage
him with some
downfield.
good- It's a
Man to
coverage
man,
sack.
man under. Great coverage.
Anthony Spencer is the one who benefits from the nice coverage sack. And then Felix Jones.
That's what I mean. Every time you get it, you always
Watch his cut. Watch his cut. He's a return man.
Touchdown! Oh, I love that guy right there.
Oh, boy.
That's the difference maker right there.
And
You got to
this
get him the ball.
Cowboys playoff win is sponsored by the letter W.
Jerry's giving high five. Right around that time, Jerry saw that gorilla go off his bike. He's walking across the field. He said, Jerry, I'm leaving you. I'm going to get on Donovan's back now.
34-14 is your final score. That may be the case, even though, I mean, you take a look at McNabb's numbers.
Jerry.
I mean, McNabb isn't the primary reason why the Eagles lost this game.
No,
I mean,
no.
you take a look. LaShawn McCoy, their leading rusher, had 5 runs of the football. But we'll talk about the Eagles for the moment. The Cowboys are moving on. They're at the Minnesota Vikings after getting that playoff monkey off their back. New England Patriots haven't lost at home all season. Never lost to the Baltimore Ravens. Never anybody.
This is a setup.
Haven't lost a home playoff game since 1970.
Anytime somebody tell you never, 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 that means it's something.
First play of the game, Ray Rice running for the Ravens from Rutgers all the way to the house. 83 yards for Ray Rice and 7-0, just like that.
Nobody touches him. He gets through into the second level. Safeties take a bad angle. See ya. That didn't take long.
By the way, I pulled a groin on that.
He did?
Yeah.
Ice!
Next set of downs for Brady. Taken down by Terrell Suggs. T-Sizzles right around that light.
With the trifecta, the rush, the strip, and the fumble recovery.
Only a 3-man rush. He got there.
Unbelievable start to this game as Ray Rice on 3rd and 4 picks up the hard-fought yards.
Great feet, great vision. Reminds you of Emmitt Smith. Look at the football.
Wow.
Gets the tough yards and takes it to the
That's
house.
high praise.
That's high
Emmitt
praise.
Smith, that's
the
the highest praise.
mind
Triplet. LaRon McClain takes it in 2 plays later. Ravens up 14-0. Oh, nice.
What is that?
It's a big man dance.
That's what it is. A big man dance challenge from back in the NFL Network day.
Oh, boy.
First play of the
Well
next
played by
set
Ray
of downs. Ray Lewis, first career sack in the playoffs. Ray Lewis. How about that?
And on Tom Brady, the guy that he complained that they protected too much.
Next Patriots possession.
Who was he throwing it to?
Chris Carr intercepts Brady. What's going on in New England?
That crowd is quiet, and they're starting to boo a little bit.
A little bit.
Brady
They were,
throwing that ball.
my God.
Who was throwing it
Brady
to?
throwing this ball too.
Nobody.
Ravens get the ball on another short field in New England, and 6 plays later, it's Ray Rice in the end zone, 21-0, and it is Skip to his Lou right there. 2 Patriot plays later, Brady getting the ball back. And would you believe he throws another interception? It's picked by Ed Reed, and you know what he's trying to do.
You know what he's trying to do with it.
He's trying to score, and if he can't score, you know he's going to lateral it.
They practice this in the practice all day long. This is a planned play that they do often.
That set up a Ravens field goal, 24-0 Baltimore. You have to wonder, is that the worst quarter of a Bill Belichick coach team ever? Certainly the playoffs.
Probably not in the Cleveland game.
So we go to the second quarter, when it appears the Patriots get their first break. The punt hits Tom Zbikowski of the Ravens on the shoulder, so it's a live ball, and it's ruled that Kyle Arrington of the Patriots recovers it, except he never gets possession of it.
He does it. All right, so you got guys upstairs. Let's just challenge
And
this
John
thing.
Harbaugh
No big
never
deal.
challenges it. At the time, Peter King tweeted that he was incredulous that a challenge never came. It's a perfect word for it.
And you gotta control the ball when you go to the ground, just like a receiver making a catch. So this really would have been
Somebody
overturned.
upstairs has got to say, Coach,
You gotta
challenge it.
You also got to figure that there's no
somebody
way you want to
downstairs
allow
should say
your
it.
opponent to get momentum when they're down 24-0. You have to give it at least a look-see, but they don't. And would you believe it? 6 plays later, there's Julian Edelman, the mini Wes Welker, getting the real Wes Welker to high-five the boss up in the rafters. 24-7 is your score. Brady getting the ball back. That's a first down catch by Kevin Falk, except for the fact that that's pass interference not on Falk, but on Randy Moss elsewhere on the play.
right over him. Bam!
We just see.
He took a
See,
charge.
there you
That's
go.
not a
Take that
penalty on
pass
Larry
interference.
Fitzgerald.
There you go,
That
right
was
there.
obvious.
Oh,
What a
yeah.
day for Randy Moss.
They don't like Randy, but they didn't call it.
That was the first play of the game in which his name was essentially called no catches
He's wide open right there.
in the first half. What are they talking
Like,
about?
what's going on with you, man? Position.
All right, I'll throw you the ball. All right, I'll throw it to you.
Well, the third quarter, Belichick might have actually sent the players home for showing up late in this game because it was getting late early. Another pick as Ben Watson is hit by Frank Walker. DeJuan Landry snags the ball right out of the air.
What's going on with Tom Brady?
Tom Brady's throwing the ball late. There's too much air up on it, and he's laying him out to get knocked out.
Led to a Ravens field goal. Ravens up by 20 points midway through the third quarter when Randy Moss catches his first of the game. 3 plays later, it's Brady to Moss again inside the red zone.
They'll let Randy catch those all day.
5-yard
Keeping him
hitches.
in front of them.
4 plays later, it's Brady to Julian Edelman again. And Edelman trying to get the ball to a fan, but
He's not used to
That's
scoring.
not a good Lambeau lead. He's going to be a good player, this kid.
that's 3 plays later for the Ravens. It's over the middle to Derek Mason. That's Flacco's first completion to a wide receiver for the entire game. 3 plays after that, we're in the fourth quarter. Flacco, longest pass completion of the game, 17 yards to Joe Flacco. He had only 4 completions on 10 attempts on the day. 3 plays later, 3rd and 7. Flacco scrambling, trying to pick up the first down.
Look at him go with that hip.
Do what you do.
It looks like he does pick up the first down by extending the ball, but look where it's spotted. A yard shy of the first down.
We need to challenge this.
Yeah.
Well, they do that.
They did.
There is a challenge flag. And John Harbaugh says, let's take another look at this. And you'll see from high above, Flacco's never out of bounds until he is well past the first down marker. Certainly with his outstretched arm, they respotted at the 6-yard line. And by inches, it is a first down. And Bill Belichick needs to play some defense in a hurry, with it being 27-14. 3 plays later, Willis McGahee. They couldn't stop this play all day.
Willis McGahee is running like he's hungry, like he's upset with Ray Rice's productivity, even though they're best of friends.
And he says, get away, let me dance.
Yeah, he
wanted his own. They went for 2 on the same play, by the way. They were held out, but they just kept on running it down the Patriots' throat. It's the first win against the Patriots in franchise history, and the Ravens go into New England and run it down the Patriots' throat. And now they head off to Indianapolis next week in the divisional round on Saturday night. Ray Lewis, and a game in which he came up with his first career playoff sack, is moving on. Let's show you what happened. It put the Wild in wild card for sure.
Are you ready?
In Arizona.
Are you ready? Take a deep breath, please. Okay.
Anquan Bolden did not play for Kurt Warner and the Cardinals offense. Green Bay got the ball first. First career playoff pass attempt from Aaron Rodgers is a pick.
Oh, and this is what he does best, is leave the pocket, make big plays outside. Not this time.
Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie intercepts Aaron Rodgers on the first play of the game. Defense makes its presence felt on the first play of the game and sets up Kurt Warner on a short field. Beanie Wells
Physical run
over Tramon Williams. The Cardinals eventually score a touchdown to take first blood 7-0. Arizona. Packers get the ball back. Donald Driver.
Put the ball away. It's playoff time. That ball is everything, and everybody's going after it. You got to hold on.
Carlos Dansby with the strip. Alan Branch with the recovery, as 2 defensive plays are made by the Cardinals just like that. 2 fumbles, 2 turnovers on just 2 pass plays for the Packers to this point. 2 plays later, Warner too early and often Doucette, 15-yard touchdown. Cardinals are up 2 scores, 14-0, and they're up 17-0 in the second quarter when they're on the plus side of the field again, right around the red zone. Warner to Larry Fitzgerald. And he is stripped by Charles Woodson, and Clay Matthews makes the first big play of the game for the Packers.
This is the team that takes the ball away from everybody. 40 takeaways on the season. Led the National Football League. Great job by Charles Woodson.
Great play by the Defensive Player of the Year, 2B.
And that led to the first Packers points of the day. Warner trying to, I guess, get the troops in line to make sure that sort of thing does not happen when the offense was clicking on all other cylinders otherwise. Here's Doucette again on the ensuing Cardinals possession. Second touchdown of the day for the young man. 24-7, Arizona back on top.
A great stutter down low on the slot. That play is hard to defend. I think Jerry Rice came up with that way back under the Mariucci regime.
I think so too.
On T.O. Day. Third quarter we go. 24-10, Arizona's up. Warner stepping up in the pocket to Larry Fitzgerald, all alone, right up the gut. Cardinals are on top by 21, 31-10. How's he so wide open, Michael?
It's physical play. You said it, Rich. He's beasting Charles Woodson right here. Charles Woodson trying to get off of that big fellow. That's why you like the big
Isn't
wide.
that offensive pass interference, Michael?
Not at all. I think it might be Michael. I don't think it might be.
No flags, a 21-point lead for the hosts. Here comes Aaron Rodgers right back. Nice play by Greg Jennings.
Get it in,
was
Greg.
Not contacted, so he's still a live runner, and boy, is he ever. Cuts up towards the goal line, takes it inside the 5-yard line.
Great second effort by Antrell. Missed the tackle and got up and came back and made the play.
And 3 plays later, Jennings makes an even bigger play. One-handed grab to make it a 31-17 game.
Great body control. Turn on the ball, take it with one hand. The youngster from Western Michigan. Great job by Greg Jennings.
Look at his eyes. Watch his eyes. Go to that ball. Young men, you want to learn how to catch a pass? That is it right there. Focus and concentration.
Mike McCarthy building on the momentum. The ensuing kickoff is onside. Shocks the Cardinals as it's an easy recovery for Brandon Underwood. And why not? What happened here?
Well, that's something you
Great
see
call,
on
great
film.
execution. The return team is retreating back to the wedge. Surprised them completely. Packers football.
4th and 1, 4 plays later, another decision for McCarthy. He doesn't want to waste that surprise onside kick, so he goes for it right around midfield. And the old Packer, back with the Packers, Amon Green, picks it up. Next play, Rodgers to his omnipresent tight end, Jermichael Finley. Talk about him, 88.
Man, this 88 right here, what a game he had. I mean, they spread it, they put him out wide. He made plays as wide receiver, made plays from the tight end position. They gave him screens. Every time he got the ball, he was effective.
But Donald Driver's called for holding, move it back from the 1 yard line. However, Aaron Rodgers, a couple plays later, makes another play. Breaks contain, finds Jordy Nelson, and the Packers do convert on the drive that was started by the onside kick. They're down just by 1 possession. But the Cardinals get it right back, and Beanie Wells was beasting down the field himself.
This is why they're better than last year. Better than the Super Bowl team because they can run the football like this.
6.8 yards per carry on the day.
42-yard gain inside the red zone. 2 plays later, it's Warner to Fitzgerald again. And once again, Charles Woodson's on the ground.
Is that Mike?
This is one of the best plays of the day here. Because watch, Charles Woodson got beat.
In that offensive pass.
Absolutely not. But now Kurt Warner on the other end, everybody in his face got that ball off and did a job by giving Larry Fitzgerald an opportunity to make a play.
Everybody on the field seems to think they don't need a second hand to catch the football. 38-24, it's a 2-score game again. But here comes Greg Jennings over the middle again. Nice catch for 20 yards. Leads into the 4th quarter. Another 4th down. Down by 2 scores in the Cardinal 30. McCarthy goes for it, and they not only get the first down, they get the touchdown. James Jones.
He was a high school quarterback. This kid is good with the ball in his hands. He's a complimentary receiver to Donald Driver and Greg Jennings.
Quarterbacks trying to make a big play to be the hero, and they turn up being the GOAT. You got to make the tackle on that.
Ryan McFadden can't make the tackle, and it's a 1-score game again. And after a Cardinals punt, their only punt of the day, Packers get the ball back, and there's that Finley man again.
You cannot put a linebacker anywhere near this guy and expect for the linebacker to make a play on Finley.
Very next play, inside the 30, Rodgers to Donald Driver makes Adrian Wilson miss down to the 1-yard line.
Corner pumps up, and he throws it in the soft spot. Adrian Wilson misses this. Nice play by Donald Driver.
Driver's making plays, and Rodgers is making plays, and Jennings is making plays. Now John Kuhn's making a play to tie the game at 38. Once upon a time, down 21, the fullback ties it up on the 1-yard dive, but Arizona gets the ball back. They're on the Packers side of the field again. Warner to Steve Preston. Can anybody catch with 2 hands in this game?
Take a shot on 1st and 10. Little play action. Pop it up to your wide receiver.
You hear it's a game of inches. Did you see he touched that ball? The defender did, but the receiver still made the play.
26-yard gain, 2 plays later. It's Warner to Preston again, and the Cardinals are on top again.
Whoa, lights out.
He faked the under route coach, and he split the seam. That was a tough play for a linebacker to cover.
Less than 5 minutes to go. It's time for Aaron Rodgers to get back out there with 3:20 to go. Past midfield, Rodgers throws it up for Jennings, who makes a play.
What a beautiful concentration. 2 hands, go get that ball, and 2 feet, go find the field. He taps them both down. This is excellent. 1st down, Green Bay.
22-yard gain. Packers use a timeout. 2 plays later, Rodgers on 2nd and 5. Throws late over the middle, almost intercepted. 3rd and 5 we go. 2:26 to go. Rodgers to Finley. 1st down, and he's down at the 11.
Almost out of that one. Andrew Rowe pulled it.
Next play after the 2-minute warning, Rodgers. Who hasn't he found yet today? Why, it's Spencer Havner, everybody.
The rookie.
In his zone. Ties the game with 1:52 to go. 45 as Rodgers threw for over 400 yards in his first playoff game.
He looked poised and in command of his game.
But more than enough time for Kurt Warner with rampaging offensive players at his disposal. 2nd and 6 with 1:19 to go. Tied at 45. Warner over the middle to Preston for 24-yard gain. Neil Rackers getting his foot warmed up for perhaps a game-winning kick. 57 ticks to go. Warner Fitzgerald's wide open.
Clock keeps running here. He's going backwards.
Rodgers wondering if he's going to have another chance. 22 ticks to go. Warner to early Doucette. Charles Woodson tries to strip, and Doucette gets extra yards. Cards use their last timeout. Neil Rackers comes onto the field for a 34-yard game-winning kick. He hasn't missed a kick since weeks 2.
Yeah. Pressure. Made a Mick Folk that thing.
He Nick what?
Folk that thing.
Oh, my.
Mike McCarthy's love and life. This game goes to overtime. It's the 26th overtime game in the history of the NFL. Rodgers' third play of the overtime after winning the toss. Over the middle. Incomplete. He had Jennings
Post,
wide
corner,
open.
post, nice route. Sails the safety in the cover two, and he beats him. Antero Rowe looking at the backfield, but he missed.
You have to put a little air under that ball.
That
Deion,
was
and
the
let the
first
receiver
play
line up
after
on
the
it.
coin toss. 2 plays later, 3rd and 5. Deep in his own end, Rodgers is hit, falls loose. Carlos Dansby recovers.
Can't be happening.
And in a
There's the
game that
defense.
featured 1,000 total offensive yards, the highest scoring game in NFL playoff history ends with a defensive play made by Mike Adams on the hit, and Dansby with the very first fumble recovery for a touchdown in overtime playoff history in the National Football League. And 5 touchdowns from Kurt Warner in that defensive play is enough for the defending NFC champs to remain alive and head to New Orleans next week, while the Green Bay Packers get 4 touchdowns and 422 yards passing from Aaron Rodgers after he throws an interception on his first career playoff attempt. The Packers' season is over. What else can we tell you about this game? Well, as I said, it is the highest scoring game in NFL playoff history. It makes that Frank Reich comeback in Western New York against Warren Moon seem like a bunch of muddling folks in the mud. It is an incredible game that we saw on a wild card weekend. Let's be frank about it. Really wasn't delivering until that point. 51-45 is your final score. Here's how the day started on your division Saturday in the Superdome. The Saints with 3 straight losses, taking on Kurt Warner, coming off of his red-hot 5-touchdown performance against the Packers. First play from scrimmage, holy Ray Rice, Batman! It's Tim Hightower off and running 70 yards. First play from scrimmage, and suddenly you can hear a mouse in the Superdome.
That will quiet that great crowd as everybody's going, what just happened? Nobody touched the guy. Tim Hightower, see ya.
Out the gate.
And you talk about an offense losing sharpness. What about that defense?
Well,
losing
here
sharpness?
come the Saints putting the drive together to try and counter it. 6th play of the possession. Drew Brees to Marcus Colston, a gain of 17 on 2nd and 10. 2 plays later, Jeremy Shockey on the 8th play of the drive. He's back after an injury-related absence.
See the emotions, a big get for the New Orleans Saints with Jeremy Shockey return.
That's how you respond after a long
2
touchdown run.
plays later, Lionel Hamilton. How many weapons does this team have?
They put Deuce McAllister in the game.
Lionel Hamilton wraps up the 10-play, 72-yard drive. First play of the Cardinals' next possession. Here's Warner winging it to Jeremy Irvin, who fumbles it, and there's the ball hawk himself, Darren Sharper, picking it up.
He's always Johnny on the spot. He's always around the ball. Whether it's on the ground or in the air, he will find a way to find it.
So those young receivers for Arizona played big last week at home. We knew it would be an issue going on the road in the Superdome, showing up big. Mistake right there.
Randall Gay with the strip. Saints take over. 4 plays later, they're in the red zone. Breeze out of the shotgun. All sorts of time. Finds Jeremy Shockey in the end zone.
And that's been the story of the game. They are protecting Drew Brees, allowing him to spread it around. Look at his 2nd and 3rd and 4th receivers.
Jeremy Shockey limped through this whole route right here. Still called a touchdown. Boy, just don't know how he's hurt.
Cardinals go 3 and out. Back come the Saints. Devery Henderson making a play and picking up a first down, 16 yards. And on the play, Antonio Rodgers-Cromartie, the Pro Bowl cornerback
that hurts.
of the Cardinals, hurts his knee, would not return, and he fears there could be some ligament damage. in the knee. And then next play, here's Reggie Bush running left, running right, and then turning on a dime. He's gone.
We called him the X Factor this morning. He was exactly that. So many ways you can get Reggie Bush involved. And once he's in the open field, look for him to dance later.
What a move in the hole. 46 yards, turns upfield, and you know who loves it? Not just the Saints fans. Kimmy K.
I bet she was there.
She's up to it. Don't cheat me on the reacts. Where is she? There she is.
Oh, man.
We're keeping up with the Cardinals, too. Second quarter, Kurt Warner throws it up for grabs. Darren Sharper comes down with a who else, but back in the pocket. We have got Scott Shanley called for hitting Kurt Warner in the head and yanking the face mask a wee bit
To the helmet. And the face mask.
Packer fans are saying, where was that call last week?
Sure.
That's a great
Fresh set of downs for the Cardinals. They still got the ball 5 plays later. Early Doucette leaping over people inside the 5-yard line. Next play, 9th play of the drive. Here comes Beanie Wells downhill. 21-14. We've got a ball game.
We do, and they wanted to be balanced and pound it a little bit and throw it a little bit with Kurt, and they were doing just that early in this game.
Drew Brees, play fake, and over the middle to Marcus Colston, 5th play of the ensuing possession for the Saints, up just 7th now. Next play, we are flicking fleas. Brees up top to Delbury Henderson, touchdown.
They did a great job. Every time Arizona tried to get up, they came back. The Saints came in and said, no way. They came right back with the scoring drive that stumped out the momentum.
And Phil Roll not in the game. He fools the young safety now. Gets up over the top on the flea flicker. Yeah, Great adjustment on the ball.
Hamza Abdullah bid on the play fake, all going on in the backfield, and the Saints are up 2 touchdowns again. 2 plays later, Kurt Warner, look out as Will Smith picks him off, and Warner gets blown up trying to go for the tackle. Bobby McCray lights up Kurt Warner.
If a quarterback throws a pick and attempts to make a play on the tackle, he's free bait now. You can hit him, but if he backs out of there, he's protected. He was not protected there.
And then he was hit.
A violent hit. You could see, he says, I'm okay, but it's called a chest injury, and Warner went out for the rest of the half, and while he was in the locker room, there's Marcus Colston in the end zone, 7 plays after the interception. Saints with 35 first-half points, most points ever in a playoff game, period, for the Saints. Back comes Kurt Warner, though, out of the locker room to start the third quarter.
He's a tough guy.
3rd and 5. Warner under pressure, incomplete to Steve Preston. Cardinals force the punt.
You can see, though, that it is affecting him. Once you get that pressure on him, take hits like that, it starts getting in his kitchen and we get bad throws.
Saints get a field goal. Back come the Cardinals and go 3 and out again. Fitzgerald had only 6 catches for 77 yards, and they're punting. And we show you the punt only on 2 occasions. It's either a boo-boo
or something good.
Or one of these. Reggie Bush, first ever punt return for a touchdown for the Saints. And don't cheat me on the Kardashian react. There she is.
Come on, man.
Oh, Mrs. Jenner loves it too. Look at Reggie Bush.
Wow,
his best game as a pro ever.
Nobody was close. Will the punter get him?
You knew with the kind of time that Sean Payton had, Reggie Bush would have a game with that special talent.
And Deuce McAllister, one of the offensive captains who went out for the coin toss, signed for the game. A symbolic gesture that just added more to the celebratory tableau that went down in New Orleans. 40-burger for the New Orleans Saints as the Cardinals give up 45 points in back-to-back playoff games. It's rare that you could say that because normally you lose a playoff game if you get 45 points up in, like the Cardinals did on this day, meaning that there will be a new NFC champion in the National Football League. Last year's champions are out as the Saints, for the very first time, will host the NFC Championship game next week. All right, here's the way the divisional Saturday ended with Ray Lewis and the Baltimore Ravens taking down Tom Brady, trying to do the same to the most valuable player in the National Football League, who got the ball first and started winging it around the lot. There's Pierre Garçon, who's been playing in this game and practicing all week, wondering about his family members in Haiti, as we all know about. It led to 3 points as the Ravens come right back with their best drive of the night.
Yeah, we knew the Colts would come out throwing the ball, but we did not expect the Ravens to come out throwing the ball. Coach, you said it earlier, they went deep early trying to back up the Colts so we can have a little room to hand this ball off.
Joe Flacco on his 25th birthday, 6 plays later on 3rd and goal, almost picked off by Antoine Bethea. That would have been a pick 6 right there.
Yeah, that thing's going to go yard. Hits him right in the chest. You got to hang on to this one. Oh,
that's why they play defense.
That's a birthday gift for Joe Flacco right there. Yeah, he knows he got away with that one. So the game's tied at 3 in the second quarter. Midway through it, Reggie Wayne first and 10.
On the slant out in front. He extends his arm knowing he might get hit by a safety.
Nice.
Whoa, beautiful.
Oh, man, rarely do you tell a receiver going across the middle to extend like that. But Reggie Wayne, they know how to keep that.
7 plays later, 3rd and 2, Haloti Nada. Yeah, you can't spell Haloti without load in there. Jim Caldwell decides to go for it on 4th and 4 from the Ravens, 35. And Joseph Adai gets shoved out of bounds by Daniel Ellerbe. Daniel Ellerbe, did he get him out of bounds before the first down? It's ruled a first down.
It is, huh?
3 plays later, right at the red zone. Yeah, it's a first down. Right at the red zone, right at the Ravens 20. Manning to Mike Hart.
Is he from Michigan?
He sure is. That's the type of play you saw 4 years in Ann Arbor. 9-yard gain. 2 plays later, 1st and goal. Manning to Austin Collie. Nice throw, nice catch. First touchdown of the game right at the 2-minute warning.
Not a quarterback in the National Football League throws this ball to the corner. This is a hard throw, and Peyton Manning makes it look like it's an easy throw.
An 8-minute drive that went 80 yards. And as I said, right at the 2-minute warning. Second play of the Ravens' next possession, throwing it down the field with 1:48 to go. Incomplete. 3rd down. 3rd and 6 from the Ravens 22, and the Ravens throw for it again, and oh my goodness, it's dropped by Ray Rice. Only 17 ticks taken off the clock by the Ravens. Those 2 dashes above the Indianapolis symbol show. That's 2 timeouts to go for Peyton Manning.
Leaving him too much time.
More than enough time. Next, 4th play of the drive, the ensuing possession. There's Donald Brown right off the gut, runs over Ray Lewis.
Terrific rookie this guy's going to be. Look at him. He's good in the run game and in the receiving game.
Next play, Manning throws to Reggie Wayne, but this is called pass interference.
There's a bump right there over there on the sidelines. You're going to give him a first down.
It was pass interference. Flacco cut it out.
Got to double move him.
First down for the Colts on the Ravens 14. 2 plays later, 2nd and 10 from that 14. Manning to Collie, incomplete. Ray Lewis called for it. I mean, you can even hear Ray Lewis on the microphone saying, it's
that was a bad call. That was a bad call. And I know you guys were trying to say he went helmet to helmet.
The helmet touch.
But that was more of a shoulder. And you got to let the guys play football. Right?
So it's a fresh set of downs, half the distance of the goal. 2 plays later, 3rd and goal with 6 ticks left. They decide to go for it instead of the field goal. And would you believe it, that is a touchdown for Reggie Wayne.
They run this under route against man, against zone, everywhere on the field. Very productive for them. Put it on his body.
Cannot give Peyton Manning another opportunity in the red zone.
And that's the way the half ended. 2 scores. The Ravens are now down. Midway through the 3rd quarter, 2nd and 14. Ray Rice receiving for the Ravens right there to take it to the 45-yard line. 3rd and 3. Rice from Flacco trying to buy some time. Rice gets out of the backfield, but it's Rutgers on Rutgers violence. Gary Brackett stopping Ray Rice there.
Got away with a call here. He didn't play the ball at all. Little contact, but no call. Incomplete.
Brackett could have helped him out by just stopping and going up for the football to make it a clear pass.
Making it 4th and 3, and the Ravens decide to go for it, down 2 scores, and it's an incomplete pass to Demetrius Williams. Next Colts possession, Manning. 6 minutes to go. Going sideline. There's Ed Reed bagging Manning, and he's off to the races. But here comes Peter Waiter serving up a big bowl of fumble.
The intended receiver, Pierre Garçon, chases that down with great hustle and pops it out. What a game-saving play. Amazing.
So the Colts get the ball back.
And did you see the sideline of the Baltimore Ravens? It looked like the wind was taken out of their cell.
Well, 3 plays later, the wind comes right back as Ed Reed picks off Manning again, but you saw the flag coming to your picture as Ed, as you know, is thinking end zone, setting the Ravens up inside the 15, inside the 11, but it's called pass interference on Corey Ivy. Spot foul, give the ball to the Colts. Right there.
There's the bump.
I don't know about that, Steve.
It's close, yeah. Nobody plays the ball as well as Ed Reed. There's some great safeties in this league, but he's one of them. 2 plays in a row that don't help his cause.
John Harbaugh is beside himself. He bagged Manning twice, and they wound up giving up 3 points on the drive. And Ray Rice running for the Ravens. He fumbled it at the end of the run. How does that happen for the Ravens again?
You guys killed me.
I mean,
that's excellent on defense. Helmet to the football. That's excellent by the defender.
And you see the guys tapping Ray Rice there. There's nothing you can do. That's a physical play. You were trying to be physical and make things happen. That's going to happen.
Well, that's why they're trying to pick him up, because they know when they get the ball back, he can make plays like this. As the Colts punted the ball away after the Rice fumble, it turned into no points for Indianapolis. 5 minutes to go. Flacco going for Derek Mason. He's picked by Antoine Bethea.
It was an underthrow right there. Look at that ball. Hangs in there a little long. Derek Mason was clearly open on the double move. You got to put the little air under that ball and throw it out in the field.
Then Jim Caldwell's defense turned the Ravens over one more time as the Colts come off of that bye week, come off of the 3 weeks in which they really didn't play their starters or didn't play football at all, with the bye week included. They looked sharp, they looked fast, they certainly looked healthy, and what they look like is a team that's going to host an AFC championship game in the early game next Sunday against either the Jets or the Chargers. They end the Ravens season. All right, let's get to it. So many people looking forward to this one. Brett Favre in the playoffs for the first time as a Viking.
Yes, sir.
Trying to beat the Dallas Cowboys in the playoffs for the first time, and the kid who grew up idolizing Brett Favre starting for those Dallas Cowboys. And they started out very well in this game. Tony Romo to Patrick Creighton on the opening drive. That was the 6th play of the drive, picking up the first down. Then on 3rd and 14, there goes Romo down, hit by Ray Edwards. He fumbles it. Kevin Williams recovers. This is what my English teacher back in high school called a harbinger.
Harbinger?
A sign of things to come.
Yeah.
For those scoring at home
We
without a
educate
dictionary
right there.
or a thesaurus.
Harbinger.
Turnover. Brett Favre.
All right, let's
His
go.
first set of downs is a Viking in the playoffs. Look
Oh,
out.
jeez.
DeMarcus Ware bringing the wood.
Yeah, nobody blocked DeMarcus Ware. It's always easy
I
to
think
bring the
he's
wood if you don't
surprising.
have anybody in front of you. But Brett Favre saw it and got down. That saved the day for
So
him.
both defensive lines asserting themselves early, and then Dallas gets the ball back. Felix Jones, nice 11-yard gain there.
They started off very methodically.
2
and
plays
with the
later,
sticks.
a fumbled
jeez.
exchange. Oh, boy.
That can't happen this late in the season. That
Yeah.
cannot happen.
Well, certainly against the defensive line looking to tee off. I mean, they were on schedule at 2nd and 6. Now it's 3rd and 9. And the defensive line began to tee off again.
And you got to think that has something to do with the crowd or the situation because Tony pulled out a little too early there.
Well, it's a nice play right there by Miles Austin grabbing the carom from his own teammate. 4th and 1 from the 30. Wade Phillips decides to kick it. And Sean Shreesham from 48 yards.
48 yards.
Right, left.
So Wade wanted to get on the board first, and he couldn't. Maybe
All right,
should have
well,
gone
you just
for
got
it
to make
there.
that field goal.
Next Vikings possession, Brett Favre to Sidney Rice. Touchdown!
Dropped it over the top. The trajectory of the ball was incredible. Safety was full, Mike.
Safety made a bad play. Safety came up and you're trying to fool Brett Favre and these guys are coverage. He's only been playing for 2 million years. Get your butt back and play the deep half like you're supposed to.
I think that's
the
what
ball.
Dave,
Didn't see the football.
I think that's what Dave Campo is saying. I just read his
Dave,
lips.
that's
2
what he
million
said.
years is what he said. Next possession for the Cowboys. Jason Witten on 3rd and 10 picks up the first down. Second quarter, same possession. 9th play of the drive. Romo to Martellus Bennett. 17 yards inside the Vikings 10. 2 plays later, 11th play of this drive. Romo is sacked by Ray Edwards.
They are so relentless. This front four will keep coming, and it will chase you right off the field.
So the Cowboys settled for the field goal. They're on the board, but that's when Flozell Adams was seen on the sideline nursing a left leg injury, and then the Vikings get the ball back while the trainers were looking at Flozell, and the free play on third down was a pickup of 19 for Adrian Peterson. 3 plays later on third down, it's Chester Taylor picking up this first down.
The great screen game, especially to Chester Taylor. Those linemen can get out and block in space.
And then 3 plays later, Favre play fake and rolling out. Avoids the rush, extends the play. Sidney Rice, touchdown number 2.
This is improvised all the way by Brett and Sidney Rice. Make a play, work to the open man, keep the play alive. That's incredible.
When Sidney Rice went down, Michael Jenkins, you see right here, watch Sidney Rice goes down. Michael Jenkins is right there. He lets him go. You start chasing Brett Favre, and then you say, oh, no. What happened?
That's my guy.
That's what happened.
16-yarder. It's a 14-3 lead, and Flozell Adams did not return. And would you believe the second play after Flozell was out, Jared Allen hits Romo, Ben Lieber recovers, and with the Rhinestone Cowboy teeing off, you can't even put a Pro Bowl tight end on him.
Yeah, you can't. It's hard for a tight end over there against a speed rusher with that crowd noise, sack, strip, fumble.
Jason Witten was supposed to help, not have him by himself, I'm sure.
That was what's one big hotel on the sidelines right there, is the Vikings got 3 points out of it. Okay, second half, 17-3. Felix Jones run right at Jared Allen if you can't stop him on the pass rush. That's exactly what they did. 17 yards right there. 5 plays later, third and long again. Romo trying to extend the play, and then Chad Greenway ends it. Another sack of Romo, who was sacked 4 times in the first half alone. Next play, bring out Sean Schweischem from 49 yards away. Schweischem is Norwegian for Noonan.
It's the first 49.
He missed another one.
Noonan.
Redskins fans are laughing. Cowboys fans and Romo are muttering to themselves.
What do you think Nick Folk is saying?
Nope. Maybe he's laughing too.
Yes.
No points again. 17-3 is still the score, and Romo is picked off by Ben Lieber 2 possessions later. What happened here?
Sooner or later, the pressure's going to get to you. The quarterback's going to double clutch it, or he's going to have an ill-advised throw. You watch it. He's looking. There's the pressure from Ray Edwards. He pumps. He pulls it back. Doesn't see Ben Lieber, and it's a first down on the 16-yard line going in.
But the Cowboys' defense held firm, held them to just 3 points again, so it's still within reach here. It's still 20-3 if somehow Romo can be protected with 12 and a half minutes to go. But here comes Jimmy Kennedy to sack Romo on 3rd and 4. 6 times Romo was sacked. That's a franchise record in the playoffs for the Vikings, and the most Romo's ever been sacked, 20-3. 4 plays after that sack. Here's Favre to Sidney Rice on the rollout. Nice gain right there of 20 to midfield.
Minnesota did a great job. They rolled Brett Favre, the old man, out. He was running more than anything, and any day he still made the completions. And then Tony Romo stayed in the pocket, and they got all over Tony Romo. He
absorbed the hit from Brooking to make the play. 3 plays later, 3rd and 4. Favre going up top to Rice again, and it's a 3rd touchdown for Sidney Rice. 6 catches, 141 yards, and this score to put them up 27-3. And it's Favre with a 40-yard dash all the way to the end zone to get part of the celebration.
Yeah, and you love seeing him do that. He's always done that. But what an opportunity he gave Sidney Rice. He saw one-on-one outside. He knew if I put it up in the air, just give my guy an opportunity, my guy will come down with it. Sidney Rice did 4 touchdowns.
With 4 minutes plus to go, with the ball back, that's Bernard Berrien on a 19-yard gain, and the triumvirate of Wade, Garrett, and there's even Mr. Jones in the background right there, not knowing what to do. 4th and 3, they decide to go for it, and look who's shaking loose! It's Vasante Shanko!
Oh, he's hanging out on the corner route over here. He's number 2 in the progression. The back in the flat was covered. He popped it up to Shanko.
Brett Favre, number 4, the first ever 40-something quarterback to start a playoff game, becomes the first 40-year-old quarterback to win a playoff game. And fittingly, the 40-year-old has a stat line of 4 touchdowns and no interceptions. The 4 touchdowns is something Brett Favre has never done in the postseason, and Minnesota is heading down to the Bayou for a big-time NFC Championship game. Steve Mariucci, Michael Irvin, and myself,
Yes, we do.
Rich Eisen. Mark Sanchez back in Southern California for the first time since last year's Rose Bowl, taking on Phillip Rivers and the San Diego Chargers and their 11-game win streak. Second possession of the game for San Diego. Rivers finds a wide-open Malcolm Floyd for a 19-yard gain. 5 plays later, 7th play of the drive, they're settling for a field goal. Would you believe Nate Kading had made 69 field goals in a row inside of 40 yards, and he misses the 37-yard.
Well, I guess everybody gets to miss one in their life, right? All right, here we go.
Second. Well, he also missed one in the playoffs the last time he faced the Jets, and it cost him. And deja vu all over again? Well, perhaps the San Diego Chargers defense would have something to say about that, as the Jets were forced to punt their first 4 series were 3 and out. Second quarter, Phillip Rivers to Malcolm Floyd. We've got a flag on the play on Leo Shepard. Michael?
Yeah, Leo Shepard trying to make the play, but you're a little too close. They'll hold you a little too much right there.
Yeah, a little too much.
Is that all? Let me yank the jersey right on the cut, and when you pull a jersey away from the shoulder, usually the ref sees that.
Next play, it's Antonio Gates. Nice one-handed grab.
This big guy, it's the advantage we thought the San Diego Chargers would have. The tall receivers and Gates being 6'4", the ex-basketball player with athleticism.
2 plays later,
over, big fella.
Inside the red zone, Rivers to who else but Chris Wilson?
Chris Wilson?
It's not Gates,
Wide
not
open.
Vincent Jackson, not LT, not even Legadou Nane or Malcolm Floyd. It's Chris Wilson, everybody.
You're concentrating on all of those guys you just named, and then they find Chris Wilson back in the end zone. Does a great job of getting his feet down.
7-0, and the Chargers get the ball back after, again, another Jets 3 and out. There is Malcolm Floyd, but the ball is loose, and Jim Leonard gets on it. It was called a catch and fumble. Norv Turner wants to challenge it. And after further review, this is called an incomplete pass.
Yeah, it looks like they don't think he took a couple of steps, a football move. Boy, Jim Leonard, no helmet, he knocks it out of there. But it's incomplete, Rich.
But I mean, I don't see the evidence to overturn, but it was overturned, and the Chargers get the ball back, and Darren Sproles.
The whole game, you kept waiting on the Chargers to get going, and they never could.
Darren Sproles, this was the last possession of the half, as that overturning only led to a punt. And meanwhile, the last possession of the half, there's 6 seconds to go. Vincent Jackson sets up Nate Kading from a long way away, 58 yards away, as a matter of fact. You can't blame him for missing that.
You got to cover that one now. He's going to return it.
So it's 7-0 San Diego. Jets get the ball to start the second half, and on 3rd and 7, that's a penalty on Quentin Jammer as Sanchez tries to find Jericho Cotchery. Fresh set of downs for the Jets, set up on the Chargers 37. 3 plays later, another 3rd down. 3rd and 5, Sanchez to Dustin Keller, upended by Jammer. Jets set up to go for it on 4th down, but Rex Ryan calls a timeout, kicks a field goal to get some points on the board. Later on in the 3rd quarter, Sanchez picked off by Quentin Jammer.
Didn't try to throw the ball down the field very often, a lot of slants, but when he did right here, Quentin Jammer was there for the interception.
As the ball was tipped initially by Steve Gregory of the Chargers.
It wasn't the best throw, and certainly Braylon Edwards there looked like he was looking around instead of trying to knock that ball down.
But 2-3 plays later, Phillip Rivers throws it up to Vincent Jackson, and even though it looks incomplete, Darrelle Revis did what? He picked it off.
Yeah, what a beautiful job by Darrelle Revis. You got the taller man to play. You know you can't go up and get the football at his highest point because this guy's too tall. He's putting that right arm down. I will only give you one arm, and then I take your foot from kicking it to you.
Lucky. It landed on him like Antonio Freeman on Monday Night Football. It landed right on him.
Because they say luck counts in this league.
A little tush bounce right to the runner-up to the Defensive Player of the Year, and the Jets get the ball back, but they have to punt eventually. Phillip Rivers down 7-3. Picked up by Jim Leonard.
You don't see Phillip Rivers do this very often. An ill-advised throw. That's an interception. Sets up the Jets with great field position.
Right inside the red zone. Who's he throwing to here?
You know what?
The dig.
Anthony Gates. Antonio Gates never looked, so I don't know who he was throwing.
So the Jets are set up inside the red zone. Sean Green, after a great play, after a great game last week, got the ball, 2-yard gain. And Sean Phillips headbutts to Brickashaw Ferguson.
Big games, you just got to keep your poise all the way around. It doesn't always go your way. Keep your poise.
1st down, half the distance to the goal in the 4th quarter. It's 3rd and goal now from the Chargers, too. Throwing it in. Sanchez extends the play and finds Dustin Keller, and the Jets have the lead with 13 and a half to go.
Play. Big-time veteran kind of play. They roll him out, which was smart. Let him remain a passer on the outside. Wait for somebody to come open. Watch the location of the ball. Down low where only Dustin Keller can get it. The second-year player from Purdue. Great throw by the rookie.
So the Jets have the lead. Chargers get the ball back, and Kerry Rhodes is coming in free. The safety comes in free, forces the Chargers to punt. Jets get the ball now at the lead, a chance to pad the lead, 3rd and 4. Sanchez, nice throw to Cotchery to move the chains with 8 minutes to go.
Again, a nice throw, and again, the ball placement, most incredible thing he's ever done.
Next play, Sean Green, first down and more, running through the secondary, touchdown, 53 yards. The rookie Sean Green puts the Jets up by 10.
He's one of the reasons they lead the league in rushing. They're going to pound it in there. He's going to break tackles. Good push by that veteran offensive line. He breaks the safety's tackle, and he's got enough get up and go to score the long one.
They say a team takes on the personality of a head coach. Did he just do the LaDainian Tomlinson?
Rex can't run that fast.
Ensuing Chargers possession, now down 10, 3rd and 2. Antonio Gates picks up the first down, gain of 14. 3 plays later, 3rd and 5 on the Jets 25. Rivers to Malcolm Floyd. It's okay. They need 2 scores. Might as well bring out your Pro Bowl kicker. He's missed 2. He can't miss 3.
No way.
He's not going to miss 3. He missed a 3rd one. The hat trick for Nate Kading. No points for the Chargers. Less than 5 minutes to go in the game. An 11-game win streak and a dream season slipping away. 3rd and 5 ensuing possession for the Jets. Sean Green can't pick it up. Chargers use a timeout. Jets punting it away with 3:44 to go. Almost blocked by Eric Weddle.
Yeah, he came free on the inside. Now he's got to block that. He's got to find a way to run through the block point. Get it!
That's Jacob Hester.
Watch this.
Lay out, put his body up in the air and go towards where the ball is being kicked, not where you see the ball at the time.
So the Chargers 1st and 15 with the ball, with a timeout to go. Up top, Vincent Jackson, does he make the play? They say yes, he makes the catch. Rex Ryan challenges, which leads to an interesting moment we'll talk about in a moment. It's ruled as a catch on the field, upheld in review, but when Ryan threw the challenge flag, Vincent Jackson kicked it. It was called for unsportsmanlike conduct. Who knew it's 15 yards if you kick a challenge flag? First down, but you move the ball all the way back to the 35. No matter as Darren Sproles gets it all back with a 19-yard gain on the next play. 3 plays later, 3rd and 7 from the 13. Rivers to Jackson. Looks like he's about to take it in. He's ruled down at the 1. More time ticking down as the Chargers have 1 timeout left. Need to conserve that timeout. 2:20 to go in the game.
Smart play. Jets milling around, didn't get in position. Way to snap the ball quick and just walk in the end zone.
Rivers makes it a 3-point game. They decide to go onsides with Mike Cyphers up top, all the way in the air.
A perfect kick.
But Kerry Rhodes comes down with it on the hand team for the Jets. 2 plays later, Green, 4-yard gain. Chargers use their last timeout after the 2-minute warning. Jets need 1 first down to wrap it up and go to Indianapolis for an AFC Championship game. Green all the way to the 30-yard line. He is a yard short. What do?
You let the clock tick, 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 tick. You take your timeout, waste the clock. Let's go for it, Rex.
And go with it with the 3rd leading rusher in the league, Thomas Jones, with the first down gain to wrap it up for the upstart New York Jets and Rex Ryan. First time since 1982 the Jets have won 2 games in a playoff season. They shock LT, and the AFC West champion San Diego Chargers turn the Chargers with their 11-game win streak into a one-and-done team. And it's the Jets with their first AFC Championship game appearance in 11 years going to Indianapolis. The AFC Championship game. Mark Sanchez trying to be the first rookie quarterback in the Super Bowl. Peyton Manning, the first 4-time MVP quarterback ever. That's opposite ends of the spectrum in one game. The marbles in the AFC, and the first Colts possession of the game, the opening possession of the game, ends with a David Harris sack of Peyton Manning. Rex Ryan's feeling it on the sidelines. First possession for the Jets. Sanchez on 3rd and 6.
Nice footwork.
Nice throw to Jericho Patry with even better footwork on the sideline right there. That is a catch.
Great throw by the rookie. Under duress, he reset his feet and dropped it over the top. Beautiful throw on the sidelines. Nice toe tap.
4 plays later, 7th play of the opening drive of the game for the Jets. Sanchez to Braylon Edwards in the quick game right there. 20-yard gain to the Colts 22, but 4 plays later,
Jets were ready.
the Jets stall and bring out Jay Feely, 44-yard field goal, and it's only fitting that the man who appears on the Hannity show is a little right.
What's going on with these kickers in the NFL? What is going on with these guys?
A lot of misses time.
The Colts dodge a bullet there, and the Jets can't put points on the board in their first opportunity of the game, but the defense sacks Peyton Manning. Again, only 10 sacks of Manning on the season, and they bag him twice in the first 2 possessions. They have to punt. Next Colts possession here is Pierre Garçon. Peter Wader was setting things up for the Colts all day, and Dwight Lowry's hurt on the play. And Lito Shepherd, who didn't start, comes in the game, and Manning finds Lito right away with Garçon going vertical.
Mike, that was a great stick-in move at the snap of the ball. Then he stacked it. He got back in front of him, cut in front of him, so the defensive back had to run up his back to make the kick.
That set up the Colts for the first field goal of the game from Stone.
Did he?
3-0 second quarter. Sanchez pump fakes. Braylon Edwards is free. He catches it, and he is gone. 80 yards, longest play in Jets postseason history. And that's the way the Jets score the first touchdown of the game.
And when you give this young guy an opportunity, talking about Sanchez, he can make these throws. He can make these plays. He is a winner. This is a perfect throw. Braylon Edwards catches the ball where he needs to catch it in stride and gets to the end zone.
Jacob Lacey on the play. Next possession for the Colts. Reggie Wayne, 25 yards. That's the way to get off of Revis Island. Check out this shake and bake.
I beat Marshall down on this. Look at that. Look what he did to Revis. Marshall fought.
5 plays later. 9th play of the drive. 3rd and 2. Manning to Austin Collie over the middle. A 22-yard gain for Collie to the Jets' 4-yard line. 12th play of the drive. 3 plays later. 3rd and goal from the 1. They decide to sneak it.
Hey, Manning don't run the football.
They do cover up the centers and the guards. That's a tough yard to get.
A big stop for Rex Ryan's defense.
Huge.
And then Jim Caldwell decides to go for the field goal.
Yeah, you should.
So the Jets keep the Colts out of the end zone and maintain the lead 7-6. Next Jets possession. 4th play, Brad Smith. Not an option. He's throwing it, and it's Jericho Patry from the former Missouri quarterback, 45 yards.
We knew they would have to get big plays up the field to stay in this game with the Colts. We didn't know how they would come, but look at this, Brad Smith.
Great
We've seen him run that. Look at
Nice
did you know he could throw like this?
Yeah, he played quarterback in college.
He sells the run block on the safety and runs to the corner. Nice play design.
And then 3 plays later from the Colts 9, 3rd and 7. Sanchez stays in the pocket, delivers the ball, got blown up in the pocket, and Dustin Keller gets the Jets on top.
That's a veteran throw. Watch, he makes up his mind, takes the hit, fires a rocket ball, very accurate for the touchdown.
So the Jets are up 14-6 in this game, and then 3 plays later with the Colts getting the ball back, Joseph Adai hit by Calvin Pace, and Jim Leonard recovers for the Jets, and they add a field goal onto it. What a big play.
Boy, it's a huge play because right here you just see when you looked at Indianapolis Colts, they were saying, what is going on out here? Momentum was going with the Jets.
Jets up 17-6 in Indianapolis with 2 minutes to go in the half, but that's when things began to brighten for the Colts. Austin Collie, gain of 18 yards.
This guy
right
led all
before
rookies
the
with
2-minute warning.
receptions this year with 60.
And then the next play, this play essentially turned the game, if you think about it. What a great throw.
And this is what I was talking about. That defense did a great job right there. Guy, right there in coverage, but you got to give the guys credit.
His jump.
Yeah, that's okay. But that's great play by the offense.
That Drew Coleman on that play. And then Collie had nobody covering him on the next play.
Coverage.
16-yard score, 4th play of the drive, a 4-play drive right down the field, and they score as Collie wasn't
Some blown coverage. Come on, guys.
They talked about having a lot of coverages to disguise and throw Peyton off. You had too many coverages for your own defense.
The Colts have the last score of the first half. The Jets get the ball to start the second half. Sean Green, who has had such a great postseason, the rookie comes up gimpy after that. A rib injury from which he would not return. 4 plays later, Chase Feely comes out from 52 yards, and Feely is even further right.
Right.
Kickers have
That's two misses, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, that's two misses.
3 plays later, the Colts get into the ball in good field position because of the miss. Austin Collie on 3rd and 3. That's a first down. 123 yards for Collie on the day.
Both
but
of those
that
young
didn't
guys.
even touch the day that Pierre Garçon had. Next play, a 15-yard grab by Garçon. 4 plays later, they're 1st and goal, the Colts, and here's Garçon.
They hit him inside with inside routes all day, Rich, and they went outside.
Dare I say that's Marvin Harrison?
Yes, very much so.
And no one throws this ball, this route better than Peyton Manning. Maybe not in the history of the game.
That's Marvin Harrison's route like that for all those years.
It looks like it.
So that's a big play as the Colts get their first lead since being up 3-0, and then they get the ball back. Dallas Clark with a 12-yard gain, and then that's Reggie Wayne with a big 13-yard gain, and you attack on some more yards right there. 4 plays later, Dallas Clark. There's the more yards, and then 15 more as James E. Hedibo with an un-Hedibo heads-up type play as he yanks on the head of Dallas Clark.
Yeah, the Colts offense was getting physical with the physical Jets defense.
First down on the Jets 34. 2 plays later on the Jets 15, manning the Dallas Clark, and now the Colts are up 2 scores in a game they were trailing at one point, 17-6. This is now 21 unanswered points on the Jets.
You're seeing some mistakes by this secondary. Donald Strickland
That's a
is
linebacker.
also out, and you've got guys patchwork right there in that secondary right now.
Jets next possession, needing points now, and they go 3 and out.
Yeah, and we knew it. We talked about it. Some point, the young guy was going to have to step up and make some plays late in this game. He played a great game. Mark Sanchez, a little too much pressure later on in the game.
6.5 to go in the game, and there's Pierre Garçon again up 10, moving the chains. The Jets defense needing to get the Colts off the field. Here's Joseph Adai, a big first down gain.
Stay inbounds.
Inbounds. Clock continues to tick down as the Jets are down 10, needing the ball back. Manning takes the play clock down to 0, and then 3rd and 9 finds the kid from Mount Union College in New Jersey, right down the road from the Jets facility, with a big first down play. And on 3rd and 8, Joseph Adai almost picks up the first down, and just like the Jets did last week on the San Diego Chargers, they decide to go for it. Nope, they kick the field goal, go up 30-17, and then there's a tip ball as the Jets try to go down the field to try and make this a game, and it's Sanchez's first interception of the postseason. Bill Polian is all smiles. The Colts are hopping around, and Pierre Garçon, whose family is from Haiti. Peyton Manning lifting the Lamar Hunt Trophy for the 2nd time in 4 years as the Colts go to the Super Bowl for the 4th time. And would you believe it? All 4 times in Miami. They're going back again. A valiant season for the Jets comes up short as Peyton Manning proves to the world why he's a 4-time MVP.
Never use that word.
Drew Brees. Brett Favre. Superdome, where Brett won his only Super Bowl. He's 40 years old. Drew Brees trying to get the Saints to the Super Bowl for the first time ever. Favre gets the ball first. Nice play by Bernard Berrian as he had a heck of a day, beginning of a long day for him. And then the opening drive capped off by Adrian Peterson. 19-yard dash up the gut. Favre was 6 of 7 on the opening drive. That's the way the Vikings quieted the crowd of the Superdome right off the bat. But back comes Drew Brees in his first possession. 4th play of it. Over the middle to Colston, 13-yard gain. 3 plays later. What a day to be named Pierre in the National Football League. As Pierre Thomas takes the screen and does the rest.
Great play call.
Yeah, you got to love this screen. A good methodical drive by both teams to open this game. Touchdown, Saints.
A quick answer by the Saints after Minnesota drove down.
A 38-yard frolic through the Vikings defense to tie the game at 7. Vikings get the ball back. Favre on 3rd and 5. Incomplete to Percy Harvin, but we've got a flag on the play, and that flag's on Randall Gay for harassing Percy Harvin.
Yeah, you know the game is going to be physical. I like the cornerbacks getting a hand on those receivers. Michael don't like that call, but
no, I thought it was a good call. He did a lot of the same thing with the
fresh set of downs. Harvin on the end around 2 plays later, and there's another penalty on the Saints. Bobby McCray blows up Favre at the top of your screen.
It's going to be the theme for the day. They're going to hit him as much as they can.
And Favre began to feel it right from Jump Street. 3 plays later, Favre on 3rd and 7 hangs in the pocket, takes the hit from Darren Sharper, and he delivers the ball to Harvin over the middle down to the 8-yard line. 3 plays later, 3rd and goal from the 5. Favre to Sidney Rice, the combination that put the Vikings in this game up 14-7.
Sidney Rice does a great job just finding the open space in the zone and sitting down, and Brett getting the touchdown.
First championship game to have a score in the first 3 possessions of the game since the 0-3 AFC title game. And in the second quarter, Reggie Bush with his first big play of the game on 3rd and 10.
You like how he finishes that run. Real physical. He's not always a finesse player. He'll run you over when he wants to.
One-on-one with a linebacker, coach. You got to take that match.
3 plays later, here's Pierre Thomas again. Shoestring catch, tackled by Madieu Williams, saving the touchdown. And the next play action, breeze, all sorts of time to find Devery Henderson for the game tire.
You give any one of these guys in this game, Drew Brees, Brett Favre, that kind of time, you're going to get 6 points scored against you.
Minute 20 left in the half. Vikings are punting, and why do we show this?
It is a big play of boo-boo. You go from the hero to the GOAT all in 1 week in 1 play.
And it's a boo-boo and a big play as a muff punt and a big play for the Vikings.
Taking his eyes off the ball, looking at the oncoming tackler, that's a no-no as a punt returner.
And that's Eric Frampton live right there, making the hit, causing the muff, and setting up shop 2 plays later inside the 5. It's a fumbled exchange between Favre and Adrian Peterson. Steve,
like
what happened
65
here?
lead. Now Brett's got to get it into that red basket, and Adrian's got to get that front elbow up a little bit more, make a pocket, but it takes 2 to make an exchange like this. It's unfortunate. They had points going in
the red zone for the Vikings, and that would also be, unfortunately for them, a running theme throughout the day. 3rd quarter we go. First play of the second half. Breeze play fake to David Thomas after Courtney Roby set up the Saints with a nice kickoff return of 61 yards. 3 plays later.
Beautiful catch by David Thomas right there, holding on to that ball.
1st and goal from the 9. Here's Pierre with the Florida lead, leaping for the end zone. It's ruled a touchdown. And had this been reviewed, though, they would have taken the points off the board, and the Vikings didn't challenge this.
Yeah, the knee is down and the ball is not across the goal line. But, challenge that. They may very well score in the next play or 2.
So the Saints are up by a score, 21-14. Next Vikings possession already on the plus side of the field. And Peterson fumbles again, but Nufau Tahi recovers for the Vikings to avert another turnover, but it's another fumble.
Say that 3 times real fast, but he got on the ball to keep possession with the Minnesota Vikings.
Nufau Tahi leaps on the ball. And the next play, look who's hanging out around the first down marker. Shoot! It's Vasante Shanko getting the yards right back. 20-yard gain. 3 plays later, 3rd and 2 from the 22. Favre. Nice arcing throw to Shanko.
After being held and everything, he still kept his focus on that ball. He reached out one big paw and rang that ball in to his chest for
next play. The Vikings give it to who? The guy with some fumbleitis on this day, but they got to get him back on that horse, and Adrian Peterson gets him in that end zone to tie the game at 21, and the Vikings get the ball back later on with this game tied at 21. And Peter, is he just tucking it away?
I like that. Eric Bieniemy, great running back coach, probably told him, get familiar with the ball. We're coming back to you.
But he fumbles again, though, the next possession, and somehow, someway, he beats all the Saints to the football as Roman Harper stripped it.
Got it locked away, and this is a great play by the defense, swatting at that football.
Watch this.
But Adrian, watch him. Go get it, Pete.
Maybe that's a desperation of knowing he can't fumble again and still expect to play in the
If he'd have hit the hole like that, he would have had 200.
3 plays later, though, it's 3rd and 4. Favre takes the hit again. Chester Taylor, it's interfered with? No, it's Anthony Hargrove back in the pocket, lifting Favre and landing right on top of him.
A lot of blitzes, pressure by 4-man front and by the linebackers all day.
But he would feel it. He definitely felt this hit as he was grimacing in pain, upset at the hit, upset at how he was feeling, and then 4 plays later, Favre is picked off by Scott Fajita, and adding injury to that insult, Favre is hit even harder back in the pocket as the Saints celebrating the turnover. Favre having trouble getting up. His wife Deanna looking on in concern because Bobby McCray and Remy Adele just hit him high-low, and Adele, I
think the rollover is back at the end.
Well, but McCray hitting him low like that, that's the Brady rule. That's the Carson Palmer rule. As Favre is checked out on the sideline, no penalty on that play, as it should have been a fresh set of downs for the Vikings, but the Saints have to punt on that possession, and Favre comes right back looking no worse for wear and hands it off to Percy Harvin, and he fumbles the football.
He's trying to exchange arms from his right to his left in traffic. It's okay to exchange, but you want to do it when you're clear and you don't have Guy swatting at it.
Suddenly, the Saints with a big man with football are set up inside the red zone.
Coach, I don't agree going away from Adrian Peterson. He's your workhorse. I know he's fumble-prone right at this point of the game, but you got to stick with him.
First and goal for the Saints at the Vikings 7. The Vikings can't hold on to the ball, and 3 plays later, Breeze to Reggie Bush. Ruled out at the half-yard line, but there's a red challenge flag on the field. Sean Payton wants the officials to take a second look at it, and upon further review, Reggie spun past the pylon.
Get that ball inside the pylon. That's a clear touchdown.
28-21, Saints on top with 12 and a half minutes to go. Less than 12 minutes to go. Vikings get the ball back. Peterson beasting his way north and south for gain of 27. Hangs on to the football as well. 3 plays later. 3rd and 10. Favre finds his hot receiver on this day. 9 catches, 102 yards, including this gorgeous 30-yard reception by Bernard Berrien.
Great play. Now he catches it, contested by the corner, but he's got a safety coming over the top. He's going to get licked, but this guy makes the big catch.
2 plays later from the 18, Favre to Berrien, who gives it right back. Would you believe? Another fumble. 6th fumble of the day by the Vikings. 2nd inside the red zone. That is lost. No points again inside the money zone for the Minnesota Vikings as Tracy Porter strips it. Jonathan Vilma, the Pro Bowler, recovers it, and Chile can do nothing but wonder what may have been had they held on to the ball. Saints get the ball back, and they fumble it too on 3rd and short. Brees reaches for the first down line. It's ruled down before the first down, and Peyton challenges.
Coach said, no, let's try this again.
He doesn't get back. That ball comes out again. These are 2 best offenses in the league. Little sloppy today.
So
that's
Saints
what pressure does sometimes.
Saints forced to punt, and they're out of challenges with 6 and 10 to go. There's 7:13 to go with Favre.
Get out of my way.
Asante Shanko throwing that appendage out there to stiff arm. 16-yard gain. 2 plays later, Peterson over the right guard. North and south. Holds on to the ball inside the red zone again. 1st and 10 from the Saints 19. Favre rainbows it up for grabs in the end zone to Bernard Berrien, and it brings down a flag.
Got one-on-one coverage on the outside. Coach, you got to take a shot. Cornerbacks get into the receiver, but he never turns around to look for the ball.
2 plays later, 2nd and goal from the 2. It's time for Adrian. Finally ties the game at 28 after all the fumbles. The Vikings are still in this game in a big way. It's tied with less than 5 minutes to go. Peterson getting some love from his 40-year-old quarterback. Breeze trying to fire up the troops in the Florida League to try and get to the Super Bowl for the first time. The 4-minute offense on the field, and Breeze is hit and fumbles. Saints do recover and avert disaster. But it's 3rd and long. 2 plays later on 3rd and 18, Breeze to Devery Henderson. Almost gets it all back. Saints forced to punt. Now it's the Vikings with their 4-minute offense on the field. 3-minute offense to be exact. Less than 2 minutes to go in the game. It's 3rd and 8. Favre to Bernard Berrien, breaks a tackle, gets the first down. Vikings use their first timeout.
So the Saints going for that ball, Coach.
And they're going for it. They're in field goal range.
That's
right
a
now.
very rich man who's nervous. Next play, 1:39 to go. Favre to Sidney Rice. What a great pitch and catch. Plus side of the field, 20-yard gain. Next play, 1:14 left to go. Ryan Longwell thinking he can win it with his leg. Here's Chester Taylor with a gain of 14. Saints use their last timeout, and the Vikings have all the momentum. The Vikings sensing their first trip to the Super Bowl since the bicentennial, people. 19 ticks to go. Why do we show a huddle? Because there's 12 Vikings in it. All sorts of confusion. Vikings try to call a timeout, but referee Monk calls 12 men in a huddle before they can. That's a 5-yard penalty, meaning it's now a 56-yard attempt for Ryan Longwell instead of a 51-yarder, meaning Brett Favre needs more yards, and he tries to get it by throwing over the middle, and it's late and picked by Tracy Porter.
Not a bad idea. Only 10, 9, 8, 7 seconds left at this time. You're not in field goal range, so you're not going to attempt the field goal. It's going to be too long, so Brett Favre is just trying to make something happen.
Well, I say scramble out, go try to get you 3 or 4 more yards and let that thing run out. And let's try a 70-yard. I don't care how long
Going
it is.
overtime, just like the last NFC Championship game in which Favre played, in which he threw an interception in overtime, and the Giants won in Lambeau Field. That turned out to be the last pass of Brett Favre's career in Green Bay, and this game goes into overtime. The Saints win the toss because the Vikings call the heads, and we know tails never fails, and here comes the opening kickoff of overtime by Pierre Thomas, returned for 40 yards to the Saints 39. 3 plays later on the 43, Breeze to Colston. And there is a flag on the play. Asher Allen, the rookie's in the game. Why, Steve?
Cedric Griffin came out because he was covering the kick. He got hurt a couple of plays before this. That was a huge loss for the Vikings.
It's a fresh set of downs as the rookie is called for illegal contact down the field. It's now on the Saints 48. 2 plays later, Breeze to Colston again. Ball is up in the air. All sorts of Vikings and Colston have a chance to collect it, but it falls incomplete. Next play, 3rd and 10 from the 48. Breeze to Devery Henderson. This is a 9-yard gain. Although it looks like he catches it past the first down, he doesn't collect it until he's in front of the first down line, just like that 4th and 2 in Indianapolis that New England had. Didn't have possession enough for the first down. It was challenged. It was upheld as the spot is short.
The receiver has to make sure he is beyond the first down marker. That's playing down in distance. And they did not do that.
And Sean Payton decides to go for it. Pierre Thomas leaps. He's hit by Chad Greenway. And on the hit, Pierre Thomas almost loses the ball. It's spotted as a first down. The booth buzzes down. And the spot and first down stood as called. Next play, 1st and 10 for the Vikings 41. Breeze extends the play, throws it up to David Thomas. And even though it doesn't appear there's any contact and the ball's uncatchable,
he just falls. That's the big play.
Yeah, but the play was made by
interference.
The play was made by the quarterback Drew Brees, scrambling just buying a second more time to throw that ball up to make that pass.
Now the Saints kicker Garrett Hartley warming up for a game-winning kick of his own as Robert Meacham with a gain of 12 on 2nd and 14. Vikings call a timeout. They want this play reviewed. The booth buzzes down and it stays as called, even though the ball does bobble. You really can't tell if it hits the ground. So the play stood as called. Next play, 3rd and 3. Breeze is rolling out. He wants some more yards. He can't get it. David Thomas, it's incomplete. So here comes Garrett Hartley after a hard-fought contest to try and send the Saints to their very first Super Bowl from 40 yards out to send Brett Favre back to his Mississippi farm. And Garrett Hartley got it right down the pipe. And the Saints are going to the Super Bowl, going to South Florida as Brett Favre has another heartbreaking finish. If this is his last game as a Minnesota Viking, it ends the same way as his Packer and Jet career ended, with his last pass being an interception. But there's so much Favre watch still to come, of course.
You got that right.
The Saints are playing in a big game against the son of Archie Manning. Peyton Manning is standing in the Saints' way of their very first trip to the Lombardi Trophy podium promised land. And in his 4th season as head coach in New Orleans, Sean Payton has him going to the big game.
Well, let's see how it all went down. Dwight Freeney, the most watched ankle in the entire week.
We told you he would play.
He went.
Can't miss a Super Bowl.
He would go. Drew Brees and Peyton Manning, the first ever matchup of 4,000-yard quarterbacks in a Super Bowl. Opening possession of the Colts after the Saints went 3 and out. Peyton Manning was dissecting that Saints defense to start things off. After a Dallas Clark reception, 3 plays later, there's Austin Collie, 14 yards.
There's the first blitz of the game right there, and they hit Austin Collie for a big first down.
3 plays later, 3rd and 5 from right at the red zone. Manning looking for Pierre Garçon, but just out of reach. Colts settle for a field goal and draw. First blood, 3-0. The Saints don't score again. Colts get the ball back. 2nd and 10 from their own 15. Joseph Addai had a good night, Michael.
Joseph Addai was averaging early on about 8 yards per carry. It looks like the Saints were ready for pass, but Colts were able to run.
Good play call by Peyton Manning, changing the play at the line of scrimmage.
And then 3 plays later, 3rd and 1 from right around midfield. Here is Joseph Addai getting the first down and then some. Longest run of the game by anybody, 26 yards.
Did you see what he just did to Darren Sharper?
Great move. We always say Darren Sharper's a great guy to second. But I don't know about that tackling on that play. But we got to give Addai some credit. He ran effective tonight.
And then 3 plays later, we got our first touchdown of the game on 3rd and 6. Peyton Manning, nice throw to Pierre Garçon.
Soon as one player went down, the cornerback went down for the Saints, Peyton Manning went right to the replacement and scored this touchdown.
Look at the set. The set was a great setup. Moshi used great feet, got off the jam and stayed inside, then stacked him over top.
A 96-yard drive time, the longest drive in Super Bowl history, lasted 11 plays. Now the Saints are down 10, needing some points in a hurry to stop the momentum from wearing a blue shirt. And then Drew Brees finds Marcus Colston down to the Colts 29. 3 plays later, 10th play of the drive, 3rd and 3. Here's Dwight Freeney. What a nice ball rush right there.
Yes, he looked fresh early in the game. Now, this was his only sack. You can see a couple plays before that. He had a spin move. This one was a bull rush, and he gets there for his only sack.
It was the only sack of the game for the Indianapolis Colts. 6th play of the next possession of the Saints. Here's Lance Moore, wide open, nice move. 21-yard gain down to the Colts, 23. It's 10-3. 2 plays later, 2nd and 17. Marcus Colston, first down to the Colts 3-yard line.
For Marcus Colston to be a big receiver, he runs inside the numbers very well.
Very well, Dion.
3 plays later, 3rd and goal from the 1. Mike Bell slips and falls. That's a loss of a half a yard. Sean Payton, what's he going to do? He can go for the field goal, make it a 10-6 game, get the points, but he decides to go for it.
Why not? He's got 3 Pro Bowl offensive linemen to the right side. Go for it!
And he goes for it. Comes up with nothing. Gary Brackett, the first one to hit Pierre Thomas, and Clint Session polishes him off. What a big play.
They had to push, but it seems like it took too long to get the handoff to the running back. They had to play block well.
But the Saints defense makes the Colts go 3 and out, and they use their times out to make sure that there's 30 ticks left on the clock, and Breeze finds Devery Henderson. So they get a field goal right before the end of the half, and just when you thought that had all the wind out of their sails, they come out of the half. And with the first onside kick in Super Bowl history, before the 4th quarter, Chris Reeves recovers for the Saints. What a call and execution.
They surprised him on this, and the Colt defender had a chance to catch this onside kick, but it doinks off his helmet, and the Saints recover after about a 30-second fight for the ball.
A real fight at the bottom of that pile. You know they were scrambling for that football. But I like the way the kicker came up to swing his leg like it was a full kick. But he did not make a full kick.
So the Fleur-de-Lis with some momentum now. Again, they got a field goal at the end of the half after getting nothing on 4th and goal. First play after the onside kick to start the second half. Pierre Thomas, then Devery Henderson. They're inside the Colts 40. 2 plays later, Breeze to Marcus Colston. 9 yards more. They're on the cusp of the red zone.
It was a play that they kept running. They kept hitting Colts right in the middle of that zone defense.
And then 2 plays after that, dump it off to Pierre Thomas, and he does the rest.
Fox 2 halfback screen strong here. That's a touchdown for the Saints, and it was 1 less possession for the Colts. That was huge to start the second half.
Saints' first lead ever in a Super Bowl, up 13-10, but old Peyton Manning is putting his chin strap back together on his helmet. 6 plays later, Dallas Clark. What a gorgeous throw.
Yeah, Peyton got out of the pocket a couple times to the right and threw beautifully from the run.
I got to look at that again.
You got to see that again. Not only the throw, let's look at the route. Standing straight up, giving him a great length to throw the ball, and only Peyton Manning can stick it in like he did.
So the next play, 3 plays later, 9th play of the drive, 3rd and 5. Manning all sorts of time. There's Clark again, down to the 4-yard line. And the very next play, Manning hands it off to Joseph Adai, and we have a touchdown in Super Bowl 44 by somebody not named Pierre in the end zone. Joseph Adai gets a celebration from Eli Manning up and running in the box.
Broken tackles. 1, 2, 3.
Touchdown.
That's how you answer
Colts
after they score a touchdown.
Get it right back. 17-13 they lead after a Saints field goal makes it a 1-point game. First play of the 4th quarter, Manning to Pierre Garçon. 17-yard gain to the Colts, 46. Garçon at 66 yards receiving, just like Austin Collie had on the night. 3rd and 12, 3 plays later, Manning to Reggie Wayne.
Reggie Wayne, they didn't use him a lot, but he moved the chains a bit, but he ran great routes, and he has to be upset right now.
Well, he did come up, we'll talk about that in a moment. He did come up 2 yards shy right there, and the Colts decide to go for it on 4th down, just on their side on the other side of midfield. Nice play with Reggie Wayne right there.
Yeah, and you cannot, on a 4th and 2, play outside in. You got to get inside and make that receiver take an outside release.
3 plays later, 3rd and 11. Austin Collie was the intended receiver. receiver, but Jonathan Vilma knocks it away, and they go for a 51-yarder with Matt Stover. Were you surprised about that?
I was really surprised because Stover has a range. Great kicker, been effective all season long. He had the distance, but pulled it a little bit to the left.
And Peyton Manning and the Colts come away with nothing, and they still only cling to a 1-point lead. The Saints get the ball in quality field position after the missed field goal from the Colts 47. Reggie Bush, a 12-yard gain right there. Bush had 5 rushes for 25 yards. 3 plays later, Breeze dumps it off to Reggie Bush. He had 4 catches for 38 yards.
I thought they would go for Reggie more because you can't cover him with a linebacker at all.
There's David Thomas, a 9-yard gain on 2nd and 4 down to the Colts
at this
5-yard line, and then 2 plays later in the town and where he went to college from
right here in Miami. You get Jeremy Shockey just on a simple slant route, and he makes a great play for a touchdown.
They're up 5 with less than 6 minutes to go. The charge says go for 2. Lance Moore cannot corral it according to the officials, but Sean Payton believes that is a converted 2-point attempt. And sure enough, after further review, Lance Moore gets the ball and creases the plane of the goal, and that is a 2-point conversion.
Yeah, he must have had good help from the box up top. He's got possession. His butt crosses the goal line with the possession. The ball is over the line, and it gets kicked out of his hands late. That's why the official thought it was a bobble, but it was a kick out. That is a 2-point conversion. It's a good challenge.
And how huge is that? Instead of being up 5, they're up the full 1 score of 7 with Peyton Manning getting the ball back in a Super Bowl with 5.5 minutes to go, and Manning began to go to work. All sorts of time. Finds Pierre Garçon on the other side of the field. 17-yard gain. 3 plays later, 5th play of the drive. They're on the Saints side of the field. Reggie Wayne, New Orleans native, weaving his way through traffic to the Saints 36. 3 plays later, 8th play of the drive. Just when you thought Manning was going to get this done, here comes Tracy Porter with the pick.
What a great read.
674 yards the other way. And instead of it being a tie game, the Saints are up 2 scores in Super Bowl 44 with 3 minutes and 12 seconds to go.
And you heard him right here talk about it, Dion. It's the timing of it. He studied. Remind me a lot of the view time. He knows when to make that risk for that big play.
He just jumped it. When you make a play like that in a time like this, you know study and preparation had to be involved.
And that is the way the Port Allen, Louisiana native put his home state team up by 2 scores over the 4-time MVP Peyton Manning and the Indianapolis Colts, who get the ball back with time running out on their chance to get a second Super Bowl in 4 years. But there's Austin Collie free for 41 yards. How did that happen, Dio?
Seam route. The slot corner has to carry the seam. He didn't get the head around on the slight push-off. Very effective, and you know Peyton Manning is going to put the ball where it needs to be placed.
41-yard gain. So Manning from the Saints 30 dumps it off to a die after the 2-minute warning. A 17-yard gain down to the Saints 13. 4 plays later, though, the Saints defense is stiffened enough to make it a 4th and goal attempt. If the Colts don't convert, the game is over, and they don't convert. Reggie Wayne can't bring it in, and Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints take their very first victory formation in a Super Bowl. Tracy Porter with a pick 6 of Peyton Manning, eventually sealing the deal to make the New Orleans Saints Super Bowl champs for the first time ever. Sean Payton, in his 4th year as head coach, realizing the dream of so many New Orleanians and so many folks who have been rooting for the Saints, waiting for this to happen. Drew Brees with a 32 for 39 night for 288 yards, 2 touchdowns, and no interceptions, is the Super Bowl MVP. 31-17 is the final score, and as you might imagine, the party is underway in New Orleans.